I start out with cable kickbacks. I do them slow and controlled with heavy weight, not 20s. Go for 30 to 35. Very slow and controlled mind-muscle connection here. And I focus on getting at least 100 reps per leg. Next, I move into the gluteator machine. As mentioned here, you can use a hip abductor machine, but focus on leaning forward and that mind-muscle connection and getting as many reps as possible per set. Next, I like to move into these deficit lunges, which I superset with squats. As you can see here, it's very important to engage your core and make sure it's a mind-muscle connection with your glute maximus. So I definitely am quad dominant, so it's very important to think about my glutes while working on these lower body exercises so that I'm not focusing my effort on using my legs to expand. Always use your glutes. If you had to choose between glutes and legs, choose glutes. For each round, I start with single leg hip thrusts, body weight, and then I do heavy hip thrusts with the machine, and I try to make sure I'm into that mind-muscle connection to prevent overworking my legs. I am quad dominant, as I mentioned prior, so focus on the glutes is a must, and having unilateral movements can definitely help isolate the glute versus those compound movements that focus on your quads and hamstrings. Next, I move into my favorite, weighted hyperextensions. As you can see, I go extremely heavy. I have graduated from plates to these barbells, and I am so glad someone taught me about these. This is technically a curl bar, but right here I'm using 90, which is extremely heavy. It was extremely painful, but it's important to challenge yourself. If you don't challenge yourself, then the world will, so always keep that in mind. Next, I move into the Smith Machine Hypers. This is my favorite for glute growth. It's really going to target your glutes and not your quads or hamstrings. So I definitely recommend trying these out. You can do them by yourself if you lock the machine at a higher location, as you can see here. And I definitely do lightweight with this. That's all you need on the Smith Machine. It will be very impactful, roughly 10 to 25 pounds, and you're going to feel the burn and get that glute growth. Next, I move into hamstring curls, but fortunately, the height that I am, I'm leaned back so far that these also target your glutes. So I recommend if you're taller, lean back so that your hips are a little bit lower than the curve there, because it'll target your glutes way more. As you can see, I'm a little bit lower. I want to give you two angles, and I'm lifting at a moderate weight. Don't go too light. Last thing you want to do is waste your time. So make sure it's effective and as many reps as possible. After that, I moved into standing abs. So this is way more effective than crunches. I definitely recommend standing abs as well as these around your body weighted exercises, and then moving into these kettlebell swings and squats. This is I always finish with a very dynamic stretch just to prevent, sore days. And I was walking on sunshine here because this man suggested to me that I should be a professional bodybuilder. Comment below if you would, sponsor your girl. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed my upper glute day. This was glute focused. I like to have one day, the first leg day of my week, upper glute focus, so that I prevent having big quads and no booty. But yeah, I hope this was helpful. Please subscribe if you haven't already, and I'll see y'all in my next video.